The future of a species is on the line. The massive prehistoric creature puts up a fight, not knowing the real threat is in its habitat.
This is a perfect size, 242.0.
Today, biologists are desperately looking for eggs. This 65-kilogram critically endangered white sturgeon is likely at least 60 years old. Nearly a dozen fish of similar age and size washed up dead at the beginning of September.
Approximately the length of this log here.
For 5 years, Nicholas Gantner has monitored the health of this genetically unique species of sturgeon in the Nechako River.
It was really disbelief. I think I went through all the phases of grieving.
He worked to collect as many fish as quickly as possible for testing with an improvised parking lot lab set up for necropsies.
We were not able to see any markings on the fish that would tell us any clues of what had happened.
About 4,000 adult sturgeon used to swim these waters. Then the Kenny Dam was built upstream in 1952 to provide power to a Rio Tinto aluminum smelter in Kitimat. 70% of the water was diverted, and scientists believe sediment on the spawning beds has devastated reproduction ever since, meaning almost all of the 500 adults left were born before 1967.
Yeah, it's just sad to see.
For local First Nations, sturgeon were an important cultural delicacy.
It's an identity. It's almost like you lose a portion of your language.
They are still fighting a decade-long court battle to restore water flow to the river.
And we're not going to stop until we get some kind of agreement where we have a say in how the river's managed.
The company says it is working on efforts to increase water flow and restore the sturgeon, but First Nations say the recent die-off is a warning.
We need to speed the process up. You know, we're at a critical tipping point here and something needs to get done.
These guys are just 4 months old.
For now, a hatchery set up in 2015 is raising and releasing sturgeon to try and prop up the population as the search for answers to the recent die-off continues. Samples from the dead fish are being sent to labs, looking at everything from pathogens to the effects of warming waters and lower oxygen, potentially connected to climate change.
How fearful are you that we may be at a point where it's too late?
Yeah, we don't like to think that way. We like to think that we have some time left to figure and take the right measures.
Measures that fish like this are relying on. Susanna De Silva, CBC News, Vanderhoof, BC.